most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Brad, you look comfortable there.
Well, I'm very comfortable.
We'll talk about this, why it's good to have a good chair and the right height. So we're going to talk about how to stop shoulder pain at the computer workstation. Now, you might think that, well, that doesn't make my shoulder worse. But yeah, if you have poor posture with sitting, it can actually affect your shoulder, and we'll show you in just a second a demonstration that demonstrates that. Now, we live in a sitting society, so a lot of people spend a lot of time at the computer. I do, unfortunately. And so this is really an important thing to address. So, Brad, why don't you start out by showing what happens when you're in bad posture.
All right.
So, get in a slump posture. What you often see is, the arms might be raised. The head is forward, because you're looking at the screen. The back is rounded. Now, in this position, why don't you raise your arms up and spread? Look how far they only go, that far. They're actually starting to pinch.
Yeah,
here.
I can literally feel some binding going on in this area.
Yeah, and so if you're in this position here, there's less blood flow going to here. You actually can get an impingement, which can lead to the tendons fraying. And
particularly if you're using the mouse,
right,
so you're there.
And you're reaching.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, they can fray and actually even tear. So you can get a partial tear or complete tear. So just from working at this computer, it affects your shoulder. Show now, Brad, how if you have good posture. And have your arms down like this. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's plenty of room now for the shoulder to move up. Look at that. It's like a miracle.
Plus, I can breathe a lot better. My neck feels better. Posture works everything, not just the shoulders. It's just a good video.
So we'll show you some clues on how to do, set up your workstation so that you'll be in good posture and less likely to have shoulder pain and neck pain and back pain. So, all right, the first thing you're going to do is we're going to talk about if you have a laptop or even a tablet, you're going to want to have a separate keyboard. Because, Brad, show what happens when you don't have a separate keyboard.
Right. So I'm here. It's low. It's making me draw forward, and we're here with my hands and
arms are up.
My arms up. My elbows are bent up here. It kind of promotes that posture that we're trying to avoid. So a separate keyboard. You get a wireless one, of course, and then you can actually put it on your lap.
You could.
And that brings your arms down, so that's better for your arms as well as your shoulder.
Or as a different thing, you could have the table surface at the right height.
Right.
We might as well talk this about right now.
Yep.
Your upper arm should be vertical. The lower arm, this one can be horizontal or a little less than horizontal.
Yep, we're down.
So if you put that there, then the screen's going to actually be too low, obviously, isn't it, Brad?
Yeah, so the screen is way too low right now, so that's a big problem. So if I'd even
lower this a little bit, Brad.
Sure. Oh yeah, we'll get a nice. So we're going to lower this too. So if we get so you're talking about getting the keyboard where it should
right.
Yep. Yeah, I should probably go down there. And there we go. That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good for the keyboard. He's pretty vertical and pretty horizontal.
Yep.
So now the problem is he's really going to bend down. So in this case, we got to raise up that screen and then again get a separate keyboard. There's no way around it.
Now, even that, I would like to go a little bit higher. Get a book or two under there, or you can get plastic, things that are made for it that you can adjust, stack them.
You can do that, or you can even have those arms. That's what I have. Those arms that attach to the desk.
Oh, sure.
Mechanical arms that you can move it around anywhere you want. Then, so, yeah, that's very critical. I'd say probably the number one thing you're gonna do is definitely raise the screen because that's going to pull you over.
Yep.
And the number two thing is to have the separate keyboard.
Yes.
Obviously, it shouldn't be a problem if you're using a regular computer, not a laptop.
Right.
But now, when you're in this position, you want to have good posture. Now, Brad's in good posture here, but let's say you want to lean back against a chair because you're going to start to fatigue after a while. Well, in that case, you may actually need a back support.
Right.
We got a bunch of them here. What I would do is first start off with a rolled towel because you're not going to know how big a back support you should require or
Right.
we're going to need. So if you're a slight build, more like me, you don't need a very thick one. This is a example of one that's not that as thick. See, and but if you are a larger person with a ample buttocks, you may have quite a big gap there, or even the chair might have created a big gap
Right.
because it's
This chair actually does have a lumbar support.
yeah, it does
so
have a little bit in there.
I mean, it could be that your chair has enough already, but if it's hollowed out there, then you definitely want to put something in there.
So with this one, yeah, I don't know, Brad. You want to try this one, or is that too much?
Yeah, and you'll know because I can tell. It just feels like a big bump. It's a
Yeah.
little more than I'd like.
You want to
What
try
do-
that one?
what
This,
do we got?
this one might not work either, and that's why it's a
Oh,
very
no.
personal thing.
Yeah, no, this one feels good. I'm happy now.
Yeah. All right, so that's we want to make sure that again, start with a roll towel, see how thick you want it, and then look online and find a support that seems to be along the same lines, the same
Right.
shape. All right, the other thing is your chair. Okay, you want a good solid back chair. You don't want to have those flexible backs that
Well, you know, this one actually it locks. This is okay. We don't want this.
yeah, because you're not going to have the support. You got to
Yeah.
have it solid. Yeah, this is a nice chair.
Yeah,
This works out pretty good.
Now I've got it locked in.
Now the height of the chair, very important. Like if you're tall like me and it's too low, I don't know. Is it all the way down, Brad?
Yeah, we're talking about the seat pan height right here.
Yep. If the seat is too low, your knees are going to be higher than your hips, and you're going to round out your back. It's just, and if you round out your back, you're often going to round out your shoulders too.
Yeah. So
So-
Bob's saying
Yeah.
if I was really tall like him, his knees would come up to here. And, you know, it crunches you up. We don't want that fetal position.
Yeah, the chair doesn't move up at all. Then you maybe want to get a pad to put in the chair.
Yeah, this is something that works. Simple little thing. You can whatever you can find. This is these Pete's Choice things work really well.
Yeah, we've been.
Yeah, there we
Brad and
go.
I are talking about these. We actually are using these for everything now. I mean,
yeah.
I've been using them for kneeling
Yep.
and for. I was actually even using them for my feet too,
Oh, yeah.
which is what we're going to mention
Yep,
here too.
yep.
So if you're too short, you want to make sure your feet are flat on the ground, and so that serves as a good footrest too. But you could find, there's lots of footrests that you can purchase. So
These are nice because they're a little soft and cushy. It's amazing the little things, and when you sit for a long period of time, that can really make a difference on how comfortable you are.
all right. The other thing is, I have found I have bifocals, and even when I had everything set up correctly, my head would drift forward because I couldn't see unless I had my head tilted like this. So I purchased some glasses purely for reading at the computer, and this just made a huge difference. I no longer have headaches back here, but and my shoulders in good position. So
I can see where that make a big difference.
oh,
'cause
it was huge.
I
mean,
know. I do have that issue as well, and I should get a pair of those. But I got cheaters, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
I don't
walk
think
away.
you're at the computer as much as I am either, Brad.
No,
but-
no, I couldn't live that way. It would drive me nuts.
So you're going to have the screen about 25 to 40 inches away. I know my eye doctor recommended that he got me glasses that worked well at 40 inches. And I really think it's a must. And you can go on, what is it, Zenny Optical. You can buy a inexpensive pair for like $50, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. A document holder. It's if you're typing from a document, it's really nice to have a holder because the holder will hold the document up like this as opposed to having to look down.
Yeah, if it's
horizontally.
down here, this is something that we don't have something for you to look at. But
Yeah,
you can
that's-
see I raise a table up. Now I've got this at the right height, and you can see if I try to type like this, that's where
Right.
that cordless. And if you took one of these pads and put it here, you put your.
Yeah,
They make those pads that
yeah,
you
they
can
do. They
put
make
on there.
lap boards.
Yep, and they're
Yeah.
not very expensive either.
The final thing is in your mouse. The same thing. You want to have the mouse close, and you want to have the arm vertical if
Yeah.
you can. If you don't, there's actually called a mouse neck. Did you hear that?
No.
So what happens is, and mouse shoulder. What happens is you have the arm forward too long,
Yep.
and you stretch out muscles here. And
Yeah, that can cause a problem. You can
Yeah.
get that tendonitis from there. That
Right.
supraspinatus.
So You want to, again, with the mouse, have the upper arm vertical.
So he's talking about the humerus right here,
Yep,
like
and
here
the
as
lower
opposed
arm
to there.
should be horizontal.
Yep.
And they're going to be in good shape. So the other thing is, no matter what position you're in, you're going to want to move every 20 minutes or so if you can.
Yep.
Walk, do some stretches.
Just get up,
Yeah.
stretch this, and
Do the W's, the posture ones.
chin tucks.
Yeah.
And we've got videos on that as well.
So honestly, probably a good time to say, Brad, this video, if you stumble upon it, is a part of a series of videos
yeah.
on shoulder pain. Go to bobandbrad.com, go to the program section, find the shoulder pain, and we have a whole series of videos that you can pick out which titles you want to watch.
And they have PDFs of the exercises and or highlights, so you don't have to go back and look at the video every time you're
You can
trying
print
to
it
remember.
out, and best thing of all, it's free.
Free.
No email, nothing. We just
Yep,
ask you that you be our faithful followers.
That's right. Maybe click thumbs up or something.
Yeah, thanks for watching.